Hello everyone, myself Deepa Singh, working as assistant professor in Gyan Vihar School of Pharmacy, SGB, Jaipur. Today we discuss about one compartment open model. In this, we discuss extravascular administration as well as Wagner-Nelson model. In previous lecture, we already discussed that IV infusion or IV administration model of one compartmental open model. Today we continue next compartmental model, that is extravascular and Wagner-Nelson method. And this is the topic of biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics, sixth semester. Before starting this topic, you should know about basic object or learning objects of this lecture. In this introduction of the one compartmental open model, means what is a one compartmental model, a complete description regarding the one compartmental model. What is a compartmental modeling and how it is divided into different category. Out of this different category, detailed description of one compartmental open model. Next is a different parameter required for one compartmental open model. Means which parameters required to study the one compartmental model, or how you check these one compartmental open model for extravascular compartment or model. So all the parameter which is necessary or required for this compartmental modeling. And next is derivative for one compartmental open model, including extravascular administration. There's one derivative for this extravascular administration. So complete information or how you calculate or how you check this compartmental model for extravascular administration with their derivative or all the steps which involve for derivative of this extravascular administration. Next is a pharmacokinetic assessment for one compartmental model. Means how we check these pharmacokinetic assessment of extravascular, because every compartmental model may have a pharmacokinetic assessment. So in this compartment or extravascular administration, you should check the pharmacokinetic assessment of one compartmental model. Next is a derivation of Wagner-Nelson method. There is one method that Wagner-Nelson method, and you should know about the derivative of this method of Wagner-Nelson method. So we'll start this one compartmental open model for extravascular administration. In this, some parts we already covered in previous lecture. Now we discuss or continue this extravascular administration or introduction part of this extravascular administration we already covered in previous one. After extravascular administration, rate of a change of a drug can be written as, means when you take the drug or drug is administered by extravascular route. Extravascular route means not a parenteral route or not by injection, rather than other route or by oral route. So this is known as extravascular administration. Or when we administer the drug by extravascular route or extravascular administration, some changes of a drug is observed or rate of change of a drug can be observed. And these changes you written as an equation in the following way: dx by dt is equals to rate of absorption minus rate of elimination. Means with the help of this dx by dt, you can check or calculate how much drug is available for showing the effect of particular disease, because in this we just minus how much drug is absorbed and how much excreted out to your body. And this is a derivative of simple equation derived from dx by dt is equals to dxev divided by dt minus dxe divided by dt, means rate of absorption minus rate of elimination. And in this plasma level time profile rate at a different phases, you can also check how much drug is released or time plasma profile curve, that how much drug is available for a particular time period in your plasma. Or zero order absorption model, same as IV infusion. Means this follows zero order infusion and zero order model. And in previous lecture we already see the IV infusion. So this is a similar and follows same zero order absorption model for extravascular administration as well as IV infusion. And this is the first order absorption also observed in this extravascular administration. So it has first order absorption also instead of zero order. In this drug, in the GI tract, or you when you take the drug or after administration, drug goes in your GI tract, and after the GI tract, it goes in particular site or absorb in your body. Then that is K absorption, and drug in the body. Drug is present in your body, and after that is KEI, that is elimination rate, and drug goes out to your body and drug is eliminated. And this is the XC, and this one is the XP is equals to V into CP, where dx by dt is equals to KAXA minus KEX. So this is the first order absorption reaction. And in this case, the first order absorption rate constant. K is a constant, A is the absorption rate constant. And X is the amount remaining to be absorbed. How much drug is remaining after the absorption? You calculate that XA. And when you integrate this equation, this D X is equals to K Fx0 divided by Ka minus Ke in bracket E minus KET minus E KAT. So this is the integrated form or integrated equation of first order kinetics or absorption. Next is transforming in concentration term or in a concentration value. Then C is equal to C is your concentration, and simplify this equation KAFX0 divided by VD, because volume of distribution, you know, VD is equal to X by C. We simplify or replace this value with VD or X, because VD is equals to X by C and we replace X. That's why we write down here C, and VD is in division. Ka minus Ke, absorption minus elimination. In bracket E minus KET minus E minus KAT, elimination minus absorption constant time. So this is a transforming term or after the replacing the value with volume of distribution. And in this next is assessment of this extravascular administration, or how we calculate this pharmacokinetic assessment of extravascular one compartmental open model. In this Cmax and Tmax at a peak, Kaxa is equals to Kex, therefore dx by dt is equals to 0. Hence maximum time or maximum concentration at a peak level Xa is equals to Kex, and therefore we can write down dx by dt is equals to 0. And after this value, we simplify this equation, previous equation, then we get dc by dt is equals to Kafx0 divided by Vd, Ka minus Ke in bracket Kee minus Ket plus Kae minus Kat. So this is a equation in a pharmacokinetic assessment form, and when simplify this above equation, we get Kee minus Ket is equals to Kae minus Kat, and when we convert this equation into log form or applying the log, then after applying the log, this equation gives log Ke minus Ket divided by 2.303 is equals to log Ka minus Kat divided by 2.303. Thus T is a Tmax, means maximum time required for this assessment. So this is a modified equation of pharmacokinetic assessment equation of previous one. And this is a simplified equation of above equation, and we convert this into a log form or applying the log, then it gives this equation. And now in this rearrangement it takes place, and when we rearrange this, it gives Tmax is equals to 2.303 log Ka divided by Ke divided by Ka minus K means absorption rate minus elimination rate, not rate at a constant Ka, absorption constant minus elimination constant. We are just rearranging the log equation, that's why we are taking this here 2.303 log Ka divided by Ke. As per the above equation, as Ka becomes larger than Ke, because absorption is more observed in the elimination rate, then that's why we can say that Ka constant absorption is more than elimination rate constant, and Tmax is become smaller since Ka minus Ke and increase much faster than log Ka divided by Ke. So that's why Tmax or maximum time required for this assessment is also small, and in this condition we can say that Ka minus Ke, and it increases at a faster rate when we say that log Ka divided by Ke. And Cmax can be obtained by substituting above equation in. Means when we substitute Cmax instead of Tmax, because Tmax also get changed, and we just substitute this Cmax in the above equation, then we get C is equals to Kfx0 divided by Vd, Ka minus Ke in bracket E minus Ket minus E minus Kat bracket close. And when we simplify this equation, then we get Cmax or maximum concentration is equals to Fx0 divided by Bd, E minus Ke Tmax. So this is a simplified equation. Or after simplifying, we get this equation. Next, in this extravascular assessment or pharmacokinetic assessment of extravascular, And this at Cmax where Ka is equals to Ke means maximum concentration or at maximum effect of a drug or maximum concentration, both absorption and elimination get equal, or both Ka and Ke gets equal rate constant. And Tmax is equals to half Ke or half of the elimination. And the above equation is reduced, or you can simplify the above equation, that is Cmax is equals to Fx0 divided by Vd. E minus 1 is equals to 0.37 Fx0 divided by Vd. And since Fx0 divided by Vd, this Fx0 divided by Vd represents C0 or C following IV push administration, the Cmax that can be attained after IV administration is just 37% of IV push. Hence, there may be difference is observed when you take the drug by IV route or maybe extravascular route. So these differences maybe show some changes in the equation. And its viability is less than 100%, still lower concentration will get it, because in IV administration 100% viability is observed, and the effect is also differentiate or maybe more observed in IV route compared to extravascular route. And this extravascular route 100% viability is not observed. It's to show small concentration compared to IV administration. And in this extravascular administration, first is elimination rate constant or assessment. In this elimination rate constant, how to check? Can be computed from elimination phase at of plasma time level profile. Means this elimination rate constant is calculated with the help of time plasma profile or time level of plasma profile, and sample of this plasma profile for after extravascular administration drug K80, that is constant absorption time, is more than KET, this or double approximate double than KET, hence E minus KET is approach 0 faster, and at this stage decline constant is only due to elimination and dependent only Ke at this time equation. Hence, due to declining or elimination rate of your drug, this Ke is also get changed, or after this changing or takes place, the equation is simplified, and this equation gives C is equals to Ka Fx0 divided by Vd in bracket Ka minus Ke, absorption minus elimination, and in bracket E minus Ket minus E minus Ket in bracket close, and this equation is reduced or simplified, then we get this one equation. In this equation, C is equals to K Fx0 divided by Vd Ka minus Ke, E minus Ket. So this one is a reduced equation or simplified equation of this one, and this equation is for elimination rate constant for one compartmental open model of extravascular administration. And in this, we calculate elimination rate constant with the help of a plasma level or plasma concentration time level curve. And when we transform this previous equation in elimination constant, or after transforming this equation into log form or applying log, then it gives log C is equals to log Ka Fx0 divided by Vd in bracket Ka minus Ke, means volume of distribution multiplied by the difference of absorption and elimination minus Ket and divided by 2.303, because we are converting in a log form or applying log, that's why we are writing this 2.303, and K is a constant elimination time required. And a plot of log C versus T in the straight line with the slope Ke divided by 2.303. When this equation help of this equation when we plot one graph, or in this graph we are plotting concentration or log concentration versus time, and when we plot this log concentration versus time, it gives a straight line, or graph shows straight line, and there's one slope is observed, and when we see the slope value, then slope value is minus Ke E divided by 2.303 is observed when we plot log concentration versus time, and Ke can also be estimated by urinary data. This elimination constant is also check or give the information regarding the elimination rate or elimination through the urinary or through elimination data. Next, absorption rate constant for this one compartmental open model extravascular administration or assessment of absorption rate constant. And in this can be calculated by method of residue, and also known as feathering, pilling, and strapping. And this is a commonly used to resolve the multi-exponential curve to individual to individual component. Hence, previous slide we've already see the elimination rate constant. Now we discuss about absorption or how the absorption is takes place in the extravascular administration. So this absorption rate constant is a method of residue, or another name, or you can also say that this is a method of residue, and also known as the feathering method or pilling method or stripping method. So this is another name of this absorption rate constant method: feathering, pilling, and stripping. And this is a commonly used to resolve the multi-exponential curve in individual component. Means you can reduce, or with the help of this method you can resolve multi-exponential curve or individual component of the curve. And for the drug following OC kinetics and given by extravascular, the by exponential equation is, means for absorption rate constant, this is the equation: C is equals to Ka Fx0 divided by Vd Ka minus Ke in bracket, and in bracket E minus Ket minus E minus Kat. So this is the absorption rate constant equation. When we put A is equals to our absorption rate constant, then this equation gets simplified. This gives C is equals to K Fx0 Vd Ka minus K, because in this absorption is takes place, no elimination is observed. So due to this absorption, this is a simplified equation, and hybrid constant of this equation is equals to Ce, not C, only C, that is concentration is equals to Ae minus Ket minus Ae minus Kat. So this is a hybrid constant reaction for absorption rate constant. And after this, during the elimination phase, absorption is almost over, and absorption is approximate double or more than elimination rate. Value of second exponential, that is the Kat approximates 0. Means you can say that when the phase is completed or elimination phase is coming, then there's a more absorption is observed than your elimination rate constant, or double absorption is observed compared to your elimination rate. And due to this value of exponential, that is Kat is approaches 0, or it is showing to exponential for E minus Ket, and due to it is observed as 0, and at this time equation reduces to C is equals to A E minus Ket, and transforming into log. Means this above equation you convert into log or applying the log, then it converted into log form. Log C is equals to log A minus Ket divided by 2.303. So this is a log form of above equation, or when we convert the equation in log form. And C represent back extrapolated plasma concentration. Means C is mainly showing one arrow, and this arrow is for back extrapolated plasma concentration, or more absorption is observed compared to elimination of back extrapolated plasma concentration is observed. This is a time graph curve. In this, we are taking time versus Cp, or concentration in plasma, and time is in R, and plasma concentration in mg per liter. And when we draw this graph, we see this one semi-log graph, and the concentration get increased at particular level, and it get start decline after this peak plasma, and straight line portion described by one exponential. This is the one exponential, and a plot of C versus T is the y exponential curve, and with terminal linear phase having a slope that is minus Ke 2.303. This is a semi-log plot again. In this, time versus plasma concentration, time is in R, and concentration plasma is mg per ml. And we draw the one graph, or there's also one curve is observed for enhancing the concentration. After that, it gets start decline. And when we plot this straight line, so we can say that it is an intercept A, or showing equation A is equals to F into dose into Ka divided by V into Ka minus Ke, and this area is known as Cp, or plasma drug concentration rate, or get start decline, and this is one slope, and the slope is In is equals to minus Kei, and this is exponential straight line portion described by one exponential. So this is another semi-log graph. And this back extrapolation of line to time 0 is y intercept and log A, means y intercept is equals to log A, And this is another graph. In the subtraction of a two plasma from back extrapolated concentration yield RC is a residual concentration or known as residual concentration. And plot of a log residual concentration versus straight line with slope is equals to minus Ka divided by 2.303. So this is the value of this graph, that is if it's showing slope minus Ka divided by 2.303, and these technique work best when the large Ka divided by Ka is equals to more than 3 or approximate to 3. So when we administer drug start increasing and we draw the one this line, and there's one slope form. This is a slope in this in is equals to, or ion is equals to minus Ka is observed, and this is the area of extrapolated, and we are just plotting time in R or plasma concentration mg per liter. Sometimes Ke, that is IV push, is very large than the Ka. Hence, Ke or elimination rate is more or show large when absorption is calculated, absorption is less, and drug often by this method residual is Ke divided by Ka is more than 3. The terminal slope of original line gives Ka and slope of residual line gives Ke, and this is called as flip-flop phenomena, and lines exchange their meanings. Means this graph is also known as flip-flop or flip-flop phenomena, as line exchange their meanings or line exchanging the graph. So this is all about the extravascular administration or extravascular drug administration for one compartmental open model, or when we give or administer a drug by extravascular route other than parenteral route. Now we discuss next method, that is Wagner-Nelson method. So this is another one method. In this alternate method for calculating Ka or constant rate absorption, means this Wagner-Nelson method mainly used for absorption calculation, or you can say that constant absorption rate constant. And this is the alternative method for previous one. And in this, advantages of this Wagner-Nelson method is that the absorption and elimination process can be quite similar. Means both absorption and elimination have a same property or same observation is observed, still accurate demonstration of a Ka. K is a similar accurate, and the absorption process does not have to first order. Means it is also don't show first order absorption rate or elimination absorption, both have a similarity, or both absorption and elimination have a same process, and it don't follow or don't show any first order or reaction. And disadvantages of this Wagner-Nelson method is that the elimination rate constant must be known from the data collected following intravenous administration. Means there is some similar data is required, or some intravenous data is required, which show the elimination rate constant. With the help of this data, we can compare the another data. So the elimination rate constant is required for this that we collect from intravenous administration. And theory, the working equation can be derived from a mass balance equation, or you use mass balance equation for this. In the Wagner-Nelson method, after oral administration of a single dose at any given time, amount of drug absorbed in given S, means you are taking a one dose, or after administering a single dose, administration this single dose, you calculate the value of that is amount absorbed, or how much drug is absorbed after administration this single dose. So XA is the total absorption is equals to X plus XE, how much eliminate out, and amount of drug in the body is equals to X is equals to BD into C. This is a simplified equation of volume of distribution, because volume of distribution is equals to X by C. Then we can also write down that X is equals to BD into C. And amount of drug eliminated at any time t can be given as, means how much drug is excreted out or eliminated at particular time or any time t. We just simplify the equation. That's why we write XE, that is elimination, is equals to KE into BD in bracket AUC T to 0. And substituting value of X and XC in equation 1 yield, when we substitute this value to this equation 1 or this equation, then we get XA is equals to VDC plus KE VD in bracket AUC T 0, because here is X and we already simplify and say that X is equal to VDC. That's why we write down XA is equals to VDC. We are replacing this X into VDC plus KEBD AUC T0. So this is a substituting equation or substitute of these two equation, or we can also replace X with VDC. And the total amount of drug absorbed in the circulation from time 0 to t can be written as, because we are writing T0. So starting from initial to particular time t, we simply say that this is the equation x infinity A is equals to VD C infinity plus KEBD in bracket AUC infinity to 0. So this is the amount or total amount of drug absorbed in the circulation from starting 0 time to t time. And when we since that t is equals to infinity or c infinity equal to 0, the above equation reduced to, means this equation is reduced or converted into more simplified equation when we say that time is infinity, because we don't know how much time is required or no idea to time how much time is taken. So we just considering time is infinity. Then if time is infinity and c infinity is equals to 0, then we reduce this equation or simplify this equation into this one. X infinity A is equals to KE VD in bracket AUC infinity 0. And the friction of drug absorbed at a given time can be given as, means how much friction drug absorbed at particular time. We simplify this equation, write this equation is X infinity A is equals to VD C minus KE into VD in bracket AUC divided by KE VD in bracket AUC infinity to 0 on about TA infinity. And after we simplify this about equation, previous equation, we get X infinity A is equals to C minus KE in bracket AUC T0 and divided by KE AUC infinity to 0. So this is the equation for this Wagner-Nelson. And in this percent drug absorbed at a given time t, will be showing this equation percent ARA is equals to 1 minus XA divided by X infinity A into 100. And when we write down this equation in another form or simplified form, C plus KE in bracket AUC divided by KE in bracket AUC infinity to 0 and about time t to 0 and into 100, and plot of a log percent ARA, or when we're plotting this ARA percentage versus time, we give straight line, or we'll say one straight line with slope minus KA divided by 2.303. This is a graph or a graph showing the percent ARA, and we're plotting time in R or ARA in a percent. Then we just receive one straight line, and this straight line showing the absorption rate, and in this there's one slope is formed, and this slope value is minus K divided by 2.303. Next is a urinary excretion data. So this is all about the Wagner-Nelson method. Now we calculate the urinary excretion data, or how you check the how much drug is excreted out or excrete out from your body with the help of urine. So in this we are necessary to check how much drug is excreted out through this urinary excretion. So with the help of this urinary excretion data, we can easily calculate this value. And in this can be used in the absence of plasma level time profile. Means if you don't have a plasma level time profile and no idea regarding this plasma level profile, then you can easily calculate this. Then in this condition also you can calculate urinary plasma level data. And in this, advantages of this urinary excretion data is useful in a lack of sufficiently sensitive method to measure plasma concentration upgrade. Means no specific concentration or specific condition is required. Sufficient sensitivity is required for showing this result, or concentration received after this urinary excretion data is correct or more appropriate and sufficient. And next is non-intensive and subject compliance. No intensive method. This is just non-intensive method and subject compliance also. And convenience to collect urine sample and blood sample. Means instead of collecting blood sample, you can collect urinary sample. So it is also not a painful or not blood required for this technique. You just require urine sample instead of a blood sample, or with the help of this urine sample, you can easily calculate the amount of a drug absorbed. And in this, less sensitive analytical technique is required. and there is some analytical instrument or method is required, and this analytical method is less sensitive compared to any other method or other method which is required here. So this is also less sensitive according to analytical technique or according to analytical way. And first order KE means mainly zero order is observed if we are calculating the elimination rate constant, or KA absorption rate constant, or KE overall elimination can be computed, and KM can also be computed by KE minus KE is equals to KM. Means instead of elimination absorption, you can also calculate KM value or metabolized value and constant, and when we compute it gives KE minus KE is equals to KM. And direct measurement of viability both as absolute and relative is possible without fitting data in mathematical model. Hence, no mathematical equation or model is required, no mathematical solution of problem is required. We are just putting some value and receive the result. And with the help of this urinary excretion data, instead of absorption, you can also check the viability of a drug or how much drug is available in your body. And both type of viability we receive, absolute as well as relative viability, with the help of this urinary data. And when coupled with plasma time profile, estimation of the clearance of unchanged drug is possible. Means how much drug is cleared or unchanged drug is available in your body. With the help of this time level plasma profile, you easily calculate this clearance level or how much unchanged form drug will out to your body. Is also possible with the help of this urinary excretion data. Next is clearance is equals to total amount of drug excreted out unchanged divided by AUC. So this is a formula that you can calculate how much drug is cleared or how much drug is available in your body. With the help of this urinary excretion data, no blood is required or no any other sample or mathematical technique is required. We just checking urinary excretion data or taking the sample of urine. And in this clearance formula is equals to total amount of drug excreted out unchanged. Means how much drug is excreted out through urine in an unchanged form, and you divide this value with AUC or area under the curve value. And some disadvantages of this technique, every technique or every formulation has some disadvantages. So similarly, in the urinary excretion data also have some disadvantages. In disadvantages, first point is VD, that is volume of distribution, and CIT, concentration estimation is not possible from urinary data alone. Means it gives good result or more satisfactory result, but if we are talking about the concentration or volume of distribution, then it is not appropriate or not satisfied result. And with the help of only this urine data, not accurate substituent for plasma level data, because it gives only excretion good data, but it is not good for accurate substitution for plasma level data or how much drug is present in the plasma. So this is not accurate substitute for plasma level data also. Next is the criteria. In this, for obtaining valid urinary excretion data, there is a significant amount must be excreted unchanged in urine. Means in this we are see that how much drug is excreted out, or some criteria for calculating this urinary excretion data. In this, significant amount must be excreted or specific amount of a drug is excreted from urine in an unchanged form, at least 10%. Or we are considering that at least 10% drug is a significant that must be excreted out of urine in an unchanged form. And a specific analytical method, metabolite should not interfere. Means if you are using some analytical method or analytical technique for this checking or any excretion or metabolism data, so these methods don't interfere, don't show any problem in this excretion data. And next is the water loading. In this, 400 ml and overnight fasting. Means 400 ml water is loading required, and if you are calculating this urinary excretion data, then in this condition he or she may be overnight fasting and don't eat anything overnight. Next is emptying the bladder completely each time collecting the sample. After this administration, you collect the sample of urine or collecting the sample of this urine at interval of a time or specific interval, and make sure that during collecting this sample, bladder is completely empty and there's no material or drug present in your bladder. So this bladder should be completely empty, and time collecting at a specific interval time, or sample you collect at a specific interval time. And next is frequent sampling to obtain a good curve. Means frequent sampling is required, or you take the sample in a very serious way frequently or specific time for good curve or getting good result of this elimination data. And next is notation of exact timing and volume of a urine. After collecting the data or after checking the value, we note it down this value in a proper way or in understanding way. Because if you are not noting down this value, then there may be error is observed or showing some improper result. Instead of noting this equation or this value, you can also note the time is how much time is taken for sampling this or how much interval taking between the two sample. Next is individual collection period should not exceed one biological half-life of the drug. Means you take the precaution it do not exceed and don't show more than one half-life. If more than one biological half-life, you take the sample time to time or in a specific time, which is you already decided. And make sure that take precaution that it don't exceed or show more than one half-life of your drug or biological half-life. And next is the sample must be collected up to 7 biological half-life to assure the collection of more than 99% of extracted drug. Means one biological half-life is sufficient. You take precaution or record these value in the time to time. It won't show more than one biological half-life, and these biological half-life is required at least 7, or you take the sample until 7 biological half-life is reaches. And we can say that when it reaches to 7 biological half-life, then we are just considering that your drug is excreted out up to 99% or 99 excretion of the drug takes place. And in this change in urine pH and urine volume may alter the urinary excretion data. Means if you are eating or drinking something, then there may be chances that urine pH or urine volume get the change, or it maybe show more acidic or more basic pH condition, or volume of this urine excretion is also enhanced. So you can take precaution or take proper condition, or make sure that if any pH or urine volume excretion data is changing. So these are the criteria. Next is observation treatment of the data. In this volume, urine in ml, or you are taking a urine sample in ml. And next is the time of the urine, and OD, concentration of unchanged drug in urine, how much drug in unchanged form available, this is microgram per ml, and time is in R. And urine collection interval, that is DT, with time of the urine collection, amount excreted in time interval, that is DXU, in mg, and excretion data, that is dxu divided by dt. So these are the volume of urine in ml: 340, 140, 270, 280, and 180. So this is elimination volume in ml. And according to this, you can calculate the value, and there's a time for this value, or this elimination rate is first 0, then it means 0 to 2 in R. Means you take sample within 0 to 2 hours, and next is a 2 to 4 hours, next is 4 to 6 hours, and last one is 6 to 8 hours. Means we are calculating 5 half-life, the biological half-life, and time interval for taking the sample of this elimination rate. We are differentiate, or we can say that we are putting gap of 2 hours, or every 2 hour interval we are taking a sample. And this is a OD value, and this is a concentration drug in unchanged urine in microgram per ml. And this is a urine collection interval in dt, and mid-time urine collection value is this. And this is the amount excreted in time interval, and excretion date is here, excretion rate is here in dxu divided by dt. So this is in excretion data table, or one example of this data. Next is determination of this urinary excretion data. For determination of a KE, or constant elimination, we are using two methods. And this first method is rate of excretion method, and second is the sigma minus method. So rate of excretion method is a dxu divided by dt is proportional to xa, and can be written as dxu divided by dt is equals to kex. So we can say that this dxu divided by dt is directly proportional to x amount of concentration of the drug. And when it is a directly proportional, then we can write down this equation dxu divided by dt is equals to kex, or constant elimination of the total concentration, where ke, or elimination constant, is equals to first order elimination rate constant, or showing first order reaction. And according to first deposition kinetics, x is equals to x0 E minus K ET. Substituting this value to X, it gives above equation. Thus XU divided by dt is equals to KEX0 E minus KET, where X0 is the dose administered from initial starting. Transforming in a log form this equation, when we applying log to this equation, it gives log dxu divided by dt is equals to log KEX0 minus KET divided by 2.303. And when we plotting CV log plot of log dxu divided by dt, this value versus t or time, it gives straight line or graph showing one straight line with slope, one slope is observed, and the slope value is minus ke divided by 2.303, and y-intercept gives log ke x0. And advantages of this method are elimination rate method. For drug having a long half-life, sample must be collected 3-4 half-lives or 3 to 4 half-life. Means if you are using some drug which have more half-life or long period half-life, then you can also use this method and suitable for collecting 3 to 4 half-life of your drug. And disadvantages of this method is fluctuation in the rate of elimination, not proper result is observed. There may be more fluctuation of this reading is observed when you use this elimination rate data. Next, second method is sigma minus method for urinary excretion data. This second method is due to fluctuation in Ke and scatter data by rate of elimination. We already see the disadvantages of this elimination data method. So there's a fluctuation is observed. So the sigma method is mainly for overcome this fluctuation of elimination rate constant and scatter data of this rate excretion we use. And this is method to difficult estimate half-life, but this method showing some problem or some more error for determining half-life of your drug or half-life of your formulation. And in this alternative sigma minus method, give this equation dxu divided by dt is equals to kex0 e minus ket. And when we simplify this equation, it gives xu is equals to kex0 divided by ke in bracket 1 minus e minus ket bracket close. And when we integrate this equation or integration of this above equation, we'll say this. And xu is the cumulative amount of a drug excreted unchanged in urine at time t. And after 6 to 7 half-lives, when the time approaches infinity, the value of KET becomes as 0. In the previous one, elimination rate only 4 to 5 half-lives we consider, but in this 6 to 7 half-lives we are considering. After this 6 to 7 half-lives, it should 0 or becoming a 0 value. And the cumulative amount of excreted with the help of this sigma minus value at infinity can be written as x infinity u is equals to kex0 divided by ke. And next is substituting above equation in this. It gives xu kex0 divided by ke1 minus ket. And when we rearrange this equation, we receive x infinity u minus xu is equals to x infinity u e minus ket. And when we convert this equation, apply equation log in this equation, it gives log x infinity u minus xu is equals to log infinity u minus ket divided by 2.303. So this is the final equation for the sigma minus method, and where x u infinity minus xu is equals to amount remaining to excreted out at ARE. And semi log plot of ARE versus T is plot give straight line. Means when we plot the graph of this sigma minus method, and we plot T minus ARE, and when we plot this T minus ARE, it gives straight line, and this one slope is formed, and this slope value is minus Ke divided by 2.303. Disadvantages of this sigma minus method: total urine collection has to be carried out until no unchanged drug can be detected in urine, which may be 10 days for drug having long biological half-life. Means you continue this method or taking the sample until complete drug is excreted out or reaches to 0 order. So this is a long or 10 days method, and this is a graph that is time in R or AR you plot in mg, and it gives straight line. This is a one slope for the sigma minus method. After this complete topic or complete of this derivation of extravascular administration and the Wagner-Nelson method, including urinary excretion data, these are the outcomes you should know. Introduction of a compartment modeling, what is extravascular model or with their derivative, including pharmacokinetic assessment and how you calculate this value, and derivation for this Wagner-Nelson method, and different elimination urinary excretion data method in this elimination rate constant method, and sigma minus method, and how you calculate the value of urinary excretion with the help of these two methods, and how you plot which axis versus which, and how much half-life. So complete information regarding this topic you should know after completing this topic, including derivative or complete information regarding extravascular route as well as Wagner-Nelson method. After this, there's a reference part for this topic, biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics made in first edition. Biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetic, Dev Bhramkar and Sunil B. Jaiswal. First edition. Next is applied biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetic, Leon Sargel and Adrio, fourth edition. Next is the biopharmaceutics and clinical pharmacokinetics by Milo Gibaldi, fourth edition. There's a two link for this. Next is the question part, which is similar for this compartmental modeling on this topic. First is, what does word open mean in the one compartmental open model? Is a drug easily enter? Is the drug readily mixed with blood? And C is unidirectional input and output. D is easy absorption. Next, in second question, how much time does intravenously administered drug take to complete circulation? A is a 5 to 8 minutes, B it is 7 to 10 minutes, C is 1 to 3 minutes, and D is only 1 minute. Next, in third question, in the equation log C is equals to log C0 minus KET divided by 2.303. What does C0 stand for? A is plasma drug concentration after 60 minutes of IV injection. B is plasma drug concentration after 50 minutes of IV injection. C is a plasma drug concentration after 30 minutes of IV injection. And D is the plasma drug concentration immediately after IV injection. And next is fourth question, what is meant by elimination half-life? And this is a time taken for half of the amount drug to get completely eliminated from the body organ. B is a time taken half of the amount of the drug to get completely eliminated from only blood. C is a take time of half of the amount of the drug to get completely eliminated from only plasma. And D last one is time taken for half of the amount drug get completely eliminated from body as well as plasma. Next is the fifth question. What is the equation to find out the apparent volume of distribution? A is amount of drug in the body divided by plasma drug concentration. B is the plasma drug concentration divided by amount of drug in the body. C is the 1 divided by plasma drug concentration. And D is the 1 divided by amount of drug in the body. Next, in sixth question, the IV bolus dosage form is 500 mg and the plasma drug concentration is 0.8 mg per ml. What should be the volume of distribution? A is the 650 mg per ml. B is the 625 liter. C is the 625 ml. And D is the 0.0016 mg per ml. Next, in seventh question, to have a plasma distribution value of 900 ml and plasma drug concentration to be 1.2 mg per liter, what should be amount of a drug that should be given in a patient? A is a 1080 ml, B is a 1080 gram, C is a 1080 mg, and D is a 1 gram per ml. Next, in eighth question, what is the equation to find out the hepatic clearance? A is the plasma drug concentration divided by rate of elimination by kidney. B is the rate of elimination by kidney divided by plasma drug concentration. C is the 1 divided by rate of elimination by kidney, and D is the 1 divided by plasma drug concentration. Next, in ninth question, viability of intravenous drug is always 100% by definition, because viability of a measure the amount of substance that reaches the bloodstream, with absolute viability is a 50% for any drug taken intravenously. Since the absolute viability is much more important measure than relative viability. D is the intravenous administration get the drug into the bloodstream fastest. And last 10th question is that a relative amount of administered dose that reaches to general circulation rate at which this occur. In this option is biological, there is viability, C is biopharmaceutics, and D is bioequivalency. These are the 4 options for this 10th question. And you can answer these questions very easily if you know about this one compartmental open model, including extravascular IV infusion or Wagner-Nelson method, including urinary excretion data and the sub methods with their derivative and pharmacokinetic assessment. These questions are very easy. So thank you so much for watching and listening this video. Thank you.